point, but Darletta, you think about it, we could prioritize all we want on things we want to do, but we don't have the money, right? We're running a $19+ trillion debt. So what do you say to that?
Well, that's always the excuse that is often being told, right? We don't have the money for anything. I say that our country really lacks creativity and the will. But what's being sold to me as a young person is this dream that if I go to college, if I seek an education, if I work hard, then I have the opportunities to advance in life. But what the system has shown us, and particularly this system of capitalism, is that this system cannot produce any substantial quality of life, no matter how hard you work. We are seeing poverty. 1/3 of U.S. households cannot afford basic necessities like rent, food, and transportation. This is a problem. We are seeing 1 million students last year alone default on their student loans. $176 million were garnished from working people wages to pay back student loan debts. So if this system doesn't have the money to provide for housing, food, shelter, and education, then maybe we need a new system because it isn't working.
All right, so let's say you do get a new system, Darletta, and the idea, let's say we pay for college for everybody. Then wouldn't those colleges, knowing that Uncle Sam or whomever is picking up the tab, wouldn't they just keep ratcheting up the price of college?
Yeah, we've seen the price of college already be ratcheted up. Over 1,000% we've seen increases in college tuitions. But it also goes back into priorities because in the U.S., you have 11 states that spend more money on prisons than they do public education. So where are our priorities? And one of the demands in Million Student March that has been added is a divestment for private prisons. The prison industry has been a boom. It's been a large investment because it's more profitable to funnel people into prisons, particularly black youth and black young people, than it is to provide quality and accessible education. We need to really question the society that will rather have most of its population in prison and jail cells than in classes receiving quality education.
You know, one of the solutions that Bernie Sanders has come up with, and I know you're a fan of his, not so much Hillary Clinton, is just to put it, to tax the rich more, to tax Wall Street, but to what end? Because even he has acknowledged taxing them to the hilt won't pay for all of this. So he has extended that to the middle class, raising taxes on the middle class. At least he's honest about it because he says, yeah, you're going to pay more, but you're going to get more. Do you buy that? Do you think there is a limit to how much you could tax the rich, how much you could tax companies, how much you could tax anyone else?
There is a limit, but then that's when, Neil, that's when I talk about creativity, because we also have to look at not just taxing, but investments. When you look at the private prison industry, the two largest investors have 20%, are actually 401k plan providers, a Vanguard being one, Fidelity. That means people that pay into their 401ks, people that pay into their pensions, public sector workers, people that are looking to retire in the future, their money is actually being invested into CCA and GEO Group, the two largest private prison corporations in America. So why don't we invest? Why don't we invest in education?
You know, you could talk about
a lot of people don't know that.
I understand, but you're talking about select investments they have that might mar, but otherwise is a valuable role some of these companies play to look after money for folks for many decades. Stepping back from that, though, I wonder where you draw the line on high taxes. I've heard, and you're a YouTube sensation. I mean, you really are a marvel to watch.
We can get trapped into this conversation of
tax rate. What do you think it should be?
But what I would do is to correct, when we talk about taxing the 1%, and I did see the previous interview you did where you said the 1% is anyone making above $250,000 or more. I would completely disagree with you and what you think the 1% is. But when we say the 1%, we're talking about those that are making billions of dollars, particularly off of industries like private prisons. When we talk about the 1%, we're talking about Wall Street bankers.
You want to go after the millionaires and billionaires.
Let's go 0.01%. We're talking billionaires, not millionaires. Billionaires. We're talking to Rothschild. We're talking to Waltons. We're talking to Cox brothers.
If you raised the taxes on all those guys, you think it would pay for all of this stuff?
But the higher, statistics shows, the higher you go up that economic food chain, the less they're paying.